This is a scary, scary situation. I'm totally nervous. I don't know why, but part of it is it's the most respectful bar I've ever been in, which is a bizarre sort of feeling.
Hello, reality.
I want to thank Steve Goldberg and thanks to everybody who's here. I feel such an energy, positive energy in the room. And as the designated Arab American here representing, I think
Judith's here.
Okay, Judy's coming back. Yeah, step off! I appreciate this chance to speak. So what's the difference between Sarah Palin and a Muslim fundamentalist?
Lipstick.
Lipstick.
Thank you. I'd like to start off with a bit of a parlor trick. It's an abecedarian. Some of us have had parents that loved us deeply, and some of us have parents that damaged us deeply, and some of us have both.
Amen.
This is sort of about them. In the tradition, I guess, of Philip Larkin's, this be the verse: your mom and dad, they fuck you up. They don't mean to, but they do. So this is it. It's called parental guidance. All bastards, cocks, dickheads entertain fantasies. Gentlemen hoard isolation. Just kiss lips. Maybe no one proposes questions right. Some, therefore, understand very well, exist, yearn, and zag.
All right.
Michael, could you kill that fan? Oh wait, I'll kill it here. Never mind. I got it. Sorry, Doug.
Were you comfortable, Michael?
That noise is distracting.
Thanks, man. This is from the book. It's a poem called Patronymic. In it, there's kind of two voices. One is the ancestral story of the genealogical origin of my name, which is Metris, but actually should be Aburjali. And Metris is a corruption from my great-grandfather's first name, Mithri. So this is, excuse me, this is sort of how the name changed and the various iterations and identities and colorations of my experience of being a minority or an Arab American in America. A man named Attila from Orjan traced his roots back to the Ghassanat, those who'd come from Mesopotamia to Lebanon. 8 years old, new to the neighborhood, I pedaled past a pack of kids. Their stare. Spick! Hey, spick! First one, then a hail of crab apples pelting my back. Because of his bravery in wars against the Shiites, the Emir called him Abu Rajali, father of men. On a carnival cruise, my father once dressed as a sheikh, as if to unlock what was coiled in cells, buried under tongues. All junior high, I blow-dried the revolt of curls. From that day forth, he was Aburjali. In England, I was French. In France, I was Moroccan. In Russia, I was Chechen. In Greece, they read my olive skin as theirs. Could not believe when I couldn't understand. At Ellis Island, when Skandar ibn Mithri Aburjali was asked, it was written Skandar Metris. But at the port near Ephesus, the scrum of drivers and pickpockets surrounded us, strictly business. Among ruins of houses, a boy who could pass for my child pressed an old coin into my hand, asking for nothing but its value in American. My cousin, forgive me, I was struck dumb, foreigner to my own lips. Like yesterday, a Friday, the sundown, a man in black coat and bowler hat stopped me in the street. Son, it's time for shul. Why do you walk home? I live in University Heights. I'm often mistaken for one of the tribe, which I think is a beautiful thing. Yeah. During the 90s, late 90s, I was involved in the anti-sanctions campaign against Iraq. For those of you who know, there was a period of time in which we weren't officially at war with Iraq, after the 91 war, but in some ways we were unofficially at war with devastating sanctions, which essentially meant that people couldn't get medical supplies. We couldn't send anything over letter-sized packages to people in Iraq. We did actions where we sort of proved that this was true. You couldn't send pencils or Band-Aids to Iraq. And the people suffered greatly. And one of the stories I heard from an Iraqi who went back and forth carrying our illicit medical supplies was meeting a woman, an Iraqi refugee who landed in Amsterdam, but she was in bad shape because she was in a foreign land and didn't know where she was. So this is his story told through me. One more story, he said. In a restaurant in Amsterdam, a young woman came in speaking Arabic. I said, "Are you Iraqi?" She said, "I haven't eaten for 3 days." I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I need to turn myself in." This was a strange language to me, different logic. "Come and sit," I said. Food brought out. She ate, finally spoke. Her husband now in Istanbul, they had escaped Iraq. He was a taxi driver, sold his car, paid 5,000 to a Turkish driver to send her Istanbul to Amsterdam, a big truck, crates of fruit and vegetables, had a tiny space in the middle, kept her there, gave her food and water, supposed to last 7 days, lasted 4. Strange language, mouth of the truck. She was stuck in one position for 7 days, could not move, crates and figs, pallets cracked, blocked. Then they just dropped her in the middle of Amsterdam. Right then, she was hoping, waiting. Turn myself in. My husband not far behind. Strange language to me. I did not understand. Turn myself in the middle of Amsterdam. Do you speak? Speak. All right, now I'm going to read some new poems of an experimental nature. These are poems where the poet is a kind of mirror or medium for our cyber unconscious. Essentially what I did was I did a bunch of Google word searches, thinking about and trying to write a poem that responded to how the torture scandal at Abu Ghraib could happen. For those of you who remember, in 2003 there was an exposure of the fact that some American military police were treating Iraqi prisoners with well, in ways that we could call completely humiliating and torturous, stripping them naked, dragging them around. You know the pictures, right? The Abu Ghraib man, the famous picture of a man hooded and having sort of wires attached to his fingers and genitals. And I was trying to figure out how this kind of came about, and I decided to go to the web and essentially do Google word searches based on elements of the Abu Ghraib torture scandal, like pyramid, thumbs up, naked Iraqis, and stuff like that, just to see what would happen. And the language that emerged is not my language, but in some ways it's all of our language. It's about in some ways, the poetics of domination, which underlies all war. So these poems are a little fucked up. I apologize. All right, I'm going to read a bunch of them and just see how it goes. If you read this poem, I will fucking kill you. In the archives, you will find Leopold Bloom, a winding trail through the leafy moonscape, bearded men wearing women's underwear, dermal topographic disorders written in English on his skin. I'm going to use this zombie infection simulation for my cultural ecology. Nipple twisting, publicly simulated sex acts, and so forth were promised, and I will produce a stream of urine onto inmates' backs. Consistent coverage. The lack of transparency at the top of the pyramid stifles easy sex acts, the upper boundary of a long-term rectangular population. I miss classic cars, Alabama teens, food pyramids, and a simulation game about making motion pictures. The lovely Vanna White will now expose your rearguard language, you capitalist fuck. Be warned, I am keeping a box of eggs by the door, so any trick shall incur naked chicks lezzing up on the stage. We're fighting for naked chicks, beer, football, and TGIF night. The MPs at Abu Ghraib were reservists. Had they been more disciplined in sexual humiliation than a live feed of 100% naked chicks at the MIT Hawk Cam, this may be a Pandora's box, that the military is better off not letting real naked chicks. Less interesting because he saw plenty on TV. Unless they are Abu Ghraib prison guards, of course, it may not do well at the box office, since the country needs more vampires, naked chicks, and fart jokes. This chronic shingles pain is also known as former employer. You've had that, boss, okay. If Hud el-Zawi was one of the few females imprisoned at Abu Ghraib, are you going to watch the Oscars? Entirely. I'm excited about the Oscars. I think about them all the time. Want to watch video partying after the Oscars. Images of prisoners on the red carpet? Who was best dressed? Bush claims that demolishing Abu Ghraib and replacing it with Sunday's Oscar ceremony might just be the thing. Jon Stewart, tread lightly and carry a big shtick, since a former U.S. Army interrogator described using Cate Blanchett at last year's Oscars. Warning, some of the images you're about to unbelievably tender headlock, oh sweet Jesus, become suicide bombers, and that's been nominated for an Oscar. We did that for amusement. I came into the Joan and Melissa Rivers pre-Oscar show a bit late, had a few pints at the local bar, and mistimed my viewing duties. The hardest working dress in America? Security is tight. From the red carpet, there's a prescribed route to share this video. Here's a little treat in the honor of the closing of Abu Ghraib, since 2006 Oscars will not be remembered as a paragon of concealed involvement. Next up, Naomi Watts, about being tied up by Donald Rumsfeld, and force-fed paparazzi photographs of stars, frozen in the moment of blinking. Okay, here's another crazy one. This is called Hot Document, Triple Expose. Folks believe he should have taken responsibility for his role in ing thong bikini models. Broken windows filter no longer automatically installs. The judge contemplating granting immunity to anal fisting Asian cum swallowers. What will the bootylicious do with teen cheerleader bondage now threatened by Congress? Inside every old person, there is a young person. He wasn't special, my monster. We have so many impulsive Pennsylvania worshipping naked chicks to have known titanium casing does not help. While the media spotlight shines on the nice-ass deep-throat babes naked, inside every old person there is a young person wondering what the hell happened. I told you they're weird. I don't know. Don't tell me whether I should just put in them. This is called Quranic colonic. I don't know if you know Gitmo, where all the things that the Abu Ghraib MPs learned, they were learned from the playbook at Guantanamo Bay. One of which was putting a Quran in the toilet, which, if you know, like for a Muslim, even banging a Quran like this is considered sacrilegious. So you can imagine what throwing in the toilet might be. So Quranic colonic. Poetry, politics, and Dorothy gone to Iraq. Simple, but superbly. Power flipped through the pages, dog-ear the corners. Naked as it was, the book got me into him. This is the one I liked best. Thumbs up, thumbs down. What's your preferred method of torture? Suspend them in a glass box over the River Thames, naked, and let people throw eggs, tomatoes, rocks at them, and laugh at the size of their Kate Beckinsale. She wants you to walk up to strange dogs and make growling noises at them, sleep 95% naked on a picnic table, and come away. If you want to see the beginning of everything, then put your hands on your breasts and laugh at your dangling unmentionables. How are we doing for time? Was that about 10 minutes?
13.
13, thank you very much. All right. Now, I'd like to read a poem sort of for peace, and this was based on a demonstration that I heard by a group called Bearing Witness, in which 50 women got together in December, November of 2002, and decided to take off their clothes and with the help of a distant camera sort of form the word peace with their bodies. And at first I thought, those Republicans are not going to think this is cool, and it seems too much like the hippie days. But then I thought, you know, there's something I want to get from this, something I want to hold on to. And so the poem is an attempt to sort of meet that demonstration where it was. For the 50 who made peace with their bodies. In the green beginning, in the morning mist, they emerge from their chrysalis of clothes. Peel off purses and cells, slacks and gapped sweats, turtlenecks and tanks, Tommies and Salvation Army, platforms and clogs, abandoning bras and lingerie, labels and names, courtesies and shames, the emperor's rhetoric of defense, laying it down, their child stretched or still-topped flesh, giddy in sudden proximity onto the cold earth, bodies fetal or supine, as if come hithering or dead, wriggle in the grass to form the shape of a word yet to come, almost embarrassing to name, a word thicker, heavier than the rolled rags of their bodies seen from a cockpit. They touch to make the word they want to become. It's difficult to get the news from our bodies, yet people die each day for lack of what is found there. Here, the 50 hold, and still to become a testament, a will, embody something outside themselves, and themselves, the body, the dreaming, disarmed body. I'm going to do a little collaborative piece called Cell Phone with the help of some friends. Got your piece, man. John, number? Okay, ready? Count three. 1, 2, 3.
You have reached the number you have reached. I'm sorry we can't take your call. Please leave your name and number.
Someone needs.
You have reached the number you have reached. I'm sorry we can't take your call. Please leave your name and number. Hello? What's up? No. You have reached the number you have reached. I'm sorry we can't take your call. Please leave your name and number. We're not here. You know what to do. 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 You have reached the number you have reached. I'm sorry we can't take your call. Please leave your name and number.
Say it again.
You have reached the number you have reached. I'm sorry we can't take your call. Please leave your name and number. Hello? What's up?
How are you?
No.
What's up?
You have reached the number you have reached. I'm sorry, we cannot take your call. Please leave your name and number.
Hello?
We're not here. You know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do.
Okay, one last little shtick.
The rock went rolling.
I didn't need this. Poems flying everywhere, people.
We love it.
Better phones than bombs.
Amen. This is gonna sound like shit, and that's okay, right? The hell is that? How's this gonna work? If this doesn't sound like something coming through the 19th century, it's not working properly. This is a poem based on a translation of a poet named Lev Rubinstein, who I translated from Russian. And this is a little pavement to go along with it, a song called Greenlander. Oh, that's quiet. While you at the bar, you're missing something. Sorry. You always are. Share stage now. All right, blah, 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 blah. Shut up.